How can herbs help alleviate women's cycles? Welcome to Nature's Mysteries Medicine Show, episode 44, sorry. Episode 44, when we're going to learn about women's cycles. And for the whole month of March, for Women's History Month, we're learning about women herbalists and the ways that herbs can help to relieve various conditions that women experience throughout their lifetimes in all the different phases that women go through. And if you're wondering, what do I mean about all the different phases that women go through, there's actually 3 cycles that women go through. That's women, sorry, I see the dog over there. I met my daughters in St. Petersburg. Thank you for joining us. My name's Michelle Wildflower. Like I said, my background's a little different today. I'm in St. Petersburg visiting my daughters, so thank you for your patience. And tonight on Nature's Mysteries Medicine Show's episode 44, we'll try it again. We're learning about women's cycles. So, like I was saying, women go through 3 cycles: maiden, mother, and crone. And when you're in the maiden stage, and you're becoming a woman, that young woman stage, you know, kind of like preteen or teenager, you might experience issues with, you know, a menstruation or cramping, or, you know, some of the other symptoms that can be associated with a premenstrual or a PMS. And when you're in the state of being a mother, there's also different herbs that can help alleviate symptoms associated with pregnancy, once you had your baby, or actually even in the labor stage, that can help alleviate some of the symptoms associated with labor, that could actually help to speed up delivery. And then once the baby's born, that could help with lactation and improving that. I know sometimes women experience difficulties in breastfeeding, and it just makes me so sad if it's something that they really want to do and they aren't sure how to get that milk production flowing. That's some of the things that we're going to be talking about in episode 46 when we're talking about mother, the cycles of being a woman when you're a mother, and some of the symptoms associated with that. And then women, when they start aging and getting a little older, like myself, then we move into the crone stage, when you might be a grandma, or you might go into menopause, where you're not experiencing you're not menstruating anymore, and there's symptoms that women can experience associated with that, like hot flashes and waking up in the middle of the night, and we'll get into that later. So that's a few episodes down the road. But because it is Women's History Month, I wanted to tell you about 2 amazing herbalists. And one of them was actually, I wrote about her in my book, Discover the Essence of Plant Medicine, the 5 Principles of Life-Saving Herbs, Cannabis Edition. And so her name is Hildegard of Bingham. And I knew when they asked me to write the herbal course for them at the University of Natural Health that I was definitely going to include her in my book, because she was an amazing herbalist. Her contribution to herbal medicine is just like off the charts. It's unbelievable how many different plants she profiled. And there's actually a large number of pharmaceutical medications that are in use now that are being used because of her discovery of the plants that she profiled and their uses. There's actually, hundreds of plants that she profiled, let's just say, many different books that she wrote. And she coined a word that I just love. It's called viridatas. And what she believed was that it was the green healing power of the plants that makes us feel better, that actually heals us. So she grew up in Germany around the 11th or 12th century. She was actually the 10th child, and her parents gave her over to the church. And from the time that she was young, she had visions. When she was like 5 years old is when she realized that not everyone had, I realized I didn't turn my light on, sorry. It's okay. You can see me good, right? Sorry. So she realized that not everyone had visions, and so she stopped talking about it and telling people until she made a close connection with one of the women at the church. And she told her about her visions, and the woman, you know, the nun at the church was definitely felt like these were from God. And so she talked to the Pope of the time. And, you know, we have to remember a lot of times in history, women who had visions and knew about plants didn't have a good outcome, right? So it's amazing. The Pope blessed her visions, and because the Pope blessed her visions, all of her work was, you know, like considered credible and that it was true. And so she, like I was saying, she grew up in Germany along the Rhine River, and it was very green there. And so she believed that it was actually this green healing, the color green in the plants, because I mean, all the plants that are healing us are green, right? So there's no reason not to think that it was this healing life force, the green energy, the greenness of the plants. So that's really cool. I love her. She's one of my favorite herbalists. And so that's someone in the past. And then I wanted to tell you about a present day one, but she's been around for a very long time. So the history of her is, you know, very famous and popular. And that's Rosemary Gladstar. And if you don't know about Rosemary Gladstar, she's an amazing herbalist. She's located in Vermont. She's got many books, and I've learned so much from her. So I would strongly recommend checking her out if you want to learn more about different amazing herbalists. She's definitely known, I would say, probably worldwide, not just throughout this country. And some of her books have been an inspiration for my books. So I would strongly recommend checking her out. She's amazing. Her videos, she's just like, you could just tell what a beautiful spirit she is. You know what I mean? So I strongly recommend that. And I'm not sure if you know, but we're actually hosting an event on March 30th called Awakening the Divine. It's a spiritual summit. So if you've known me for a long time, then you know that I've hosted psychic fairs in the past, either at my metaphysical bookstore that I used to have in Lyndonville, Vermont, which was Books and Beyond. We had a few psychic fairs there. I've also hosted them in other parts of Vermont. And so this is going to be our first virtual one. I've never hosted a virtual one before, but I'm giving it a try, and I would love it if you joined us. You can sign up at naturesmysteries.com, and this is like a half-day event. It'll go from 1 to 5 p.m., and I'll be interviewing different educators in the metaphysical realm that are teaching people valuable tools for awakening that divine feminine inside of us, and ways to just kind of connect with ourselves and get some higher guidance, tune into that connection, deepen that connection. So that is March 30th, like I said, from 1 to 5. And some of these educators, you might know if you've been at any of our retreats over the last 2 years. Some of them have hosted workshops at the retreats or facilitated sound baths, or some of them might be at some of our future retreats that we have planned in 2024 if they haven't been at past ones. So all of them are doing really important work in the metaphysical realm, in the spiritual world, and I just wanted to bring what they're doing to light and have what they're doing be able to help you as well at home if you're not able to make it to our retreats, or maybe you don't know about some of these amazing individuals. I would like to introduce you to them. How does that sound? Does that sound good? Type yes in the comments, even if you're watching the replay. Okay, good. So next week we're going to be talking about maiden. So if you're someone who has a daughter that's like teenage or something like that, that might be an episode that you're going to want to tune in, or a sister, anybody like that that's, you know, say someone who hasn't gone into the mother stage yet of when they're going to enter childbearing. So this will be a young girl. So that's something to look out for next week. And like I said, go to naturesmysteries.com, sign up for the Awakening the Divine Feminine Spiritual Summit. It's going to be a great day with a lot of valuable spiritual tools that you can use for insight into discovering more about yourself and unlocking the secrets to self. How's that sound? Okay, good. Well, thank you so much for joining me today on Nature's Mysteries Medicine Show when we talked about a couple of famous herbalists and the reasons why we would use herbs and how they can help to alleviate various symptoms in the different stages of cycles that women experience in their lifetime. So thank you so much for taking the time to discover the essence of plant medicine. Take care.